Or I've got plenty of time. But Firewall doesn't. We've got Firewall back. Really excited to see him playing again. One of my favorite players that I've just recently, I guess still recently met. BO5, by the way. Alright, so Firewall, let me know if the server is too bad. Rev Box Cap, thanks for the 15 months, man. Welcome back. I do appreciate that a lot. We're going to play on US East, Firewall versus TheCar. I got hit up by Firewall. Oh my goodness, my face cam is completely broken today. This is so annoying. Hold on a minute. I got a DM from TheCar. Well, actually, TheCar like messaged me quite recently, asking if he could play on stream, and I've seen him on other people's streams doing pretty well in 1v1 especially, and I've seen him high on the leaderboard. So I thought, yeah, it seems like a good time.
He was dying.
He's got a cool name as well. He is TheCar. He is TheCar. Let me turn off this music. It's gonna distract me. Okay, that music is gone. Firewall, of course, should need no introduction at this point. The legendary comeback man himself from Brazil, coming all the way to US East to go up against TheCar, who is probably a good time to explain the thing that tilted Squishy Muffins about this man today. I was watching Squishy's stream earlier, and he was playing some ones. And he was really struggling against TheCar because TheCar plays with a cone on his head, and Squishy just didn't like that. He's thinking, how am I supposed to concentrate when my opponent has got a massive pyramid on their head? And he couldn't do it. So it's noteworthy, I think. You know, wear a dumb hat, maybe it'll throw off your opponent. Guys, that is insane. So many people resubbing and subbing at the same time. I will catch up on all those alerts. I'll reply to all those questions that are coming through in the voice text speech at the end of this series. But we're going to get into this immediately. We just started the stream and we're starting this match immediately because Firewall has to go in about 40 minutes. Hopefully he doesn't get like 5 overtimes in a row, or he might have to leave early. Because I'm really excited for this one. Firewall has had 2 appearances on stream. The legendary comeback win against First Killer. And then he struggled against Lethamir, but who doesn't? So not really anything to be ashamed of there. Still, I think the best Brazilian player, as far as I know. Maybe not in 3v3, but certainly in 1v1. And he was able to take down his own countryman Noisy. That's his only other best of 5 that he's played on my stream. So he's had 3 matches, 3 series, won 2 of them. TheCar making his debut, though, with his red cone. I wonder if he's using Alpha Consular, if this is exactly as his car looks, because the fact that his car's color doesn't exactly match the color of the cone annoys me. If I was playing as TheCar, I would need to get onto Alpha Consular and change the color of my main paint just to get a little bit darker, because that's a little bit annoying. But like Squishy said, how are you supposed to concentrate if your opponent is driving around with a massive pyramid pylon? I can't remember what he said on his head. It's, you know, it's worthwhile taking note of. Just wear a dumb hat, maybe you'll throw your opponent off. Just like TheCar has thrown Firewall off with a beautiful fake, ties the game. Firewall only has himself to blame though, because that was not a good wall clear. Tried to half flip out of that challenge when he realized it was all going to pot. Oh, and I completely forgot something, guys. I meant to say this, but okay, there we go. It is up now. I totally forgot to turn on that donation goal. TheCar's teammate, Destroyer, has donated $50 to start a prize pool for this show match. So he's got a lot of love for his teammate TheCar, and he was really hoping to see him play on stream. And I'd already added TheCar, and I had already told him that I was going to get him on stream. And then Destroyer, his teammate, after that decided to message me and say that he would donate $50 to start a prize pool, because he's really excited to see his buddy play. So that's pretty cool, and if you want to add to that prize pool, please donate. All donations will go to that. If you want to donate to me, don't donate, use the cheer button. That's something I just feel like I have to say, because so many times in the past people have donated during a show match thinking it's going to, you know, be going to me and to my pizza fund, and I'm like, no, that's prize money. But I appreciate it either way. That is probably the longest intro that you're ever going to get, but Firewall still in the lead. Hook shot incoming though, it's going to be dangerous. Oh, Firewall gets away with it. He didn't really have much of a say there in defending his goal. It was just hope. Your name is Darkness, not Destroyer. For to say, I'm so sorry, mate. I'm really bad with names, okay? I'm really bad with names. I was close enough. D, same thing. It's almost the same amount of syllables. Darkness. Sorry. This is the problem with offline donations. I was going to read it in my alerts, but so many people subscribed that it's gone. Right before the stream, Destroyer, just kidding, Darkness donated offline when I was offline for this show match, and Yeah, so many of you have subbed that it's gone. My alerts are right there, but I can't read it anymore. It's just gone from the bottom. I can scroll though. Don't worry. I'll go back to that at the end of the match. Firewall should be up by 2 here, and he is. Great placement on the volley. TheCar is struggling against the Brazil's #1. Bit of an unfortunate landing, and he was really just hoping at that point that Firewall's going to mess up his shot, hit it straight at him. I don't disagree with that strategy, because really, how often are you saving that with a pre-jump? It's going to be really hard either way. Also, a bit higher reward as well if your opponent does completely ruin the shot and you get a chance to save it from that close range. You can start a counter-attack, so I don't disagree with TheCar's strategy there. Got a little bit outplayed, but that's just the way it is sometimes. Fake challenge, getting read like a book though at the other end. The flick is going to convert that possession into an easy goal. 3-2 is the score. Firewall still ahead. And he's starting off very well. This is a lot better than how he started against First Killer in his stream debut. TheCar not doing too badly himself. The fact that he's got a couple of good pieces of ball control, very promising. Oh my goodness, Firewall's got to be careful here. Almost getting demoed and almost running it into his own goal. Finally gets a little bit of time to pick up some charity boost pads in the ground. But yeah, I've seen TheCar play a fair bit of ones on other players' stream. I've seen him play against Scrub a few times. I've seen him play against Squishy. I can't remember who else, but I've seen him play against Dapper. That's who else.
Playing TheCar is a lot
and he's very solid.
You. Just knowing that your nose is on the other end of the controller is hugely distracting.
How dare you? But anyway, I'm sure that playing TheCar is a lot harder than playing me. Playing me is not difficult at all. It's tilting for some people. I know a lot of people who run into me in ranked and they, go 1-0 down, they just tilt. Monstrous tilt because they're just so worried about losing that they can't win. TheCar is up against it here though. Firewall with some good defense. He's going to need to step out of his comfort zone. I think TheCar is very much a counterpunch player from what I've seen. He likes to let his opponent come at him and then he'll turn and challenge and try to turn that into an attack. Once there's some space to work with, he doesn't like to, from what I've seen, and it might just be because I've only seen him play against some of the world's very best players, but from what I've seen, he likes to, play a bit more of a counter style rather than that pressure style, the relentless pressure style that other players like to do. So he's really up against it. Needs to score here. There's no two ways about this. He's got to score with this attack, and he doesn't have enough boost to really do so. Not the best first touch. Firewall looking great today. Gotta say, it's good to see him on form. As last time he was on stream, he got clapped by Lethamir. One of the best in the world, not just in ones, but all around Rocket League as a whole.
I love TheCar.
I'm glad that you like TheCar. Firewall not going to be able to get a celebratory goal on 0 seconds, but he is able to take the game, and that's all that matters. Again, I'll reiterate for anybody just tuning in, I will catch up on all of the very generous subscriptions, donations, and cheers at the end of this show match. It will be a best of 5, hopefully, if Firewall doesn't get his internet disconnected by his parents or something. He said he has to go at 9 PM his time, which is in precisely 34 minutes. Hopefully, he's able to finish this series. He's looking very good. And of course, it will be a winner takes all up to $100. So if we say below $100, winner takes all.
Computer software from Brazil or one convoy. Keep the quality content.
Computer software from Brazil. Oh my goodness. Firewall is a fire. I guess a firewall is software, indeed. Firewall punishing TheCar for a bit of a slow turn after TheCar had technically won the kickoff by getting control of the boost and being closer to the ball. Firewall was able to just ball chase and come out victorious. And don't be fooled, when I say ball chase, I am not being critical of Firewall's decision making or his play. That was a wise decision to close the distance. He wants to keep TheCar honest, and again he's just able to turn very fast and catch TheCar off guard because TheCar is not ready for Firewall to make such an aggressive play. He wants the boost and the ball, but you can't have it all sometimes. You got to pick one, and that time TheCar tries to do a little bit too much. 2-0 for Firewall. Two very similar goals, theoretically. Firewall looking very good though, I've got to give him credit. He's really come a long way, I think, since his first Skiller match, where honestly he looked second best at times, but he was able to win regardless, and now he's, I think, gotten even better. He's a better player, in my opinion, from watching him now and watching him back then. He's very solid, very smart, very, very dangerous as well. Deadly combination, no doubt. He's got to be a bit careful though, because that's another very early turn by Firewall. TheCar using that cone to balance the ball. Of course, for anybody who's new to Rocket League and thinks that that is a thing, it isn't a thing. Hats don't have hitboxes, don't worry about it. Firewall is going to get 3-0 here. The car is struggling, and this just looks like nerves all over the place. He's trying again to get the boost and the ball, mishits the ball, and it turns into a pass to his opponent, Firewall. That is not what he was trying to do. Of course, he's trying to get the ball to roll up the wall there, or not go as far back into the center. That's been his consistent mistake this second match. He's just trying to do a little bit too much, trying to be a bit greedy. Good positional flick, looking for the demo on the wall, gets a huge bump. That's going to be an easy tap in. Nice shot from Firewall. He respects the hustle. I'm sure he's not particularly happy with what happened here, but he respects the hustle. That is definitely a very smart play by the car to go for a bump on the wall there. Very low risk. The ball was following behind him at quite a distance, so even if he missed the bump or if Firewall managed to evade him, it was going to be relatively safe.
Now here's a matchup. 1v1v1v1. Who wins? We have in one corner the car's cone/hat.
Yep.
In another corner, Johnny's nose.
My nose would easily be the cone.
Corner, Jacob's left pants pocket. In the
I don't know
final
what
corner,
that reference is. Okay, that I do get that reference.
Truly a game to remember. Greasy as balls.
I think Jacob's bare nipples would probably win that one. I hope saying nipples doesn't demonetize your YouTube video. That would be a shame. The car with another chance to get back into this game. He's done a decent job of reading Firewall's fake kick or fake challenges, but from what I can see, it's less reading Firewall's fake challenges and more that's his go-to play. It's just a slow play and hope that he doesn't get rush challenged. He's got to be very careful because Firewall has rushed a lot of challenges. He's mixing it up though, and you know, if I was Firewall, I would probably just keep ball chasing. The ball chasing is working more than the backing off. It's a bit harder to play that backing off style when you have 130 ping. I will give him that. I will give him that. Again, just missing out on the demo is the car. He's probably going to just try and shadow. Firewall has switched sides, so that is so smart. Difficult position to shadow for the car. I love that from Firewall. Very, very subtle, but very effective. He switched sides that he was dribbling on. The car thought he was going to come at him down the right-hand side of the field. And then the right-hand side is Firewall's looking at it, but then he switched over to the left, and that completely wrong-foot the car. Luckily for him, Firewall failed the flick, and he's able to counter. But that was still very smart on the approach by Firewall. He's had nervous flick mechanics on my stream before, has Firewall. And he really needs to try and fix that. The car delayed acceleration on the air dribble, but Firewall is equal to it. Impressive. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be like, why are you talking about how effective Firewall's strategy was when the car scored? You need to look beyond just what actually happened. You can't just... You don't think with your eyes, you think with your head in Rocket League. So if something happens, or if a goal happens, that doesn't necessarily mean that the player who scored got, you know, a really, really good play. Maybe they just, in this universe, in this plane of existence, got that goal. But I think if we replayed that situation many, many times, Firewall would come out on top, because what he did was very smart. Just switching the play from one side to the other. Oh, almost a save. It is in fact a save, but Firewall, he's done it again. How on earth is that stayed out of the net? Firewall. I'm going to save that replay, because what on earth did we just see? 2 goal line saves. The ball on the goal line, I don't think it even moved. As both cars just bounced off it. It's like the car will get a goal eventually. But that's one of the most amazing saves I have ever seen in the history of Rocket League. Ball on the goal line. Firewall early dodges to neutralize the point-blank range tap-in. I don't know how he managed to keep that out, but I'm going to watch that replay at the end of the series to find out. That is incredible. However, despite all of my compliments for Firewall's play, because I think he is playing quite a smart game, the car has come out on top because of superior mechanics. He has had excellent mechanics this game, for the most part. Superior flicks and superior shadowing, and that is what has enabled him to come out on top here. Fake challenges are working out pretty well for the car as well in this second game, the latter half at least, and now he's got a 2-goal lead. Got to give credit where credit is due though. Firewall is not playing a bad strategical game. I think he just needs to ball chase a little bit more in attack. Simple as that. The car though, looking to bury this game with a long distance wall shot, and he will. Probably put it out of reach. You know, outside of multiple kickoff shenanigans going down, I don't think that Firewall has what it takes to bring it back here, but we have seen phenomenal comebacks from him in the past. Can't write him off just yet. It's a cheeky little wave dash from the aforementioned Firewall. But I like that the car stayed on the ball there. Earlier in the game, he was making mistakes by going for ball and boost at the same time. That time, he just ignored the boost, stayed on the ball. Now more time is wasted. And with that wall clear, it's probably beyond all doubt that he's going to tie the series. The decent long shot. It's going to threaten Firewall one more time. Extremely interesting game 2. I'm probably going to go back and watch this whole game later. If not with you guys, certainly by myself. This is a very interesting game. Good adaptations by both players. The car comes out victorious. And we do have a tie series. Best of 3 remains. And what are we at? Yes, probably about $60 in the prize pool now, so it will stay. I'm going to call that Firewall save. Let's see if we can get into game 3 here.
12 months, officially my longest relationship. Smile. Are we gonna do something for our anniversary?
Well, I mean, Brian, it is Valentine's Day in 2 days. I mean, it's technically Valentine's Day in 27 hours, so what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? We could spoil each other with chocolate, and I mean, I'm not a huge fan of flowers, but I know Brian probably is. Oh, look at that flick by the car. As far as flick mechanics go on an on-stream debut, he's been on point. This is very well done. Quite a stiff camera, but he's not thrown off by that. I like his control when he is on the ball. The number one thing that the car needs to watch out for is Firewall's early challenges, because they have been numerous. And I don't disagree with that strategy, playing with this much ping. But the car is really dealing with it very well. He's made the necessary adaptations. Not stepping forward and getting caught out. Looking for too much.
To whom would you compare the car's style? I can't quite place it, but it feels familiar.
Who would I compare the car's style? I've not seen enough of him to really make a very good comparison. But I'd say offensively, Lethamyr, from what I've seen so far. Except Lethamyr may be a little bit more creative at times, because Lethamyr sometimes just dominates and starts going for pop-off moves. The car so far, 2 very close games, so it makes sense that we haven't seen him go for anything crazy. But offensively, I'd say Lethamyr. Defensively, I've not seen enough to really say at the moment. Oh, look at that fake by the car. He's going to want to do more of that sort of thing if he wants to continue to control this series versus Firewall. And I say that because throwing in things like fakes and last second changes of pace and direction on the ball, very smart to do when your opponent has
Johnny,
a slight ping disadvantage.
Do you ever just mount a skewer to the front of your car and drive 50 miles per hour in a school zone trying to make it kebab?
What on earth did I just hear? Anyway, the less said about that one, the better. But we do have elite on the scoreboard if we could find the 1 at the time, so that's pretty cool. Let's think about that instead. Firewall, I didn't even see how he scored there because I was too busy face palming. Never do that as a caster. Don't face palm. Don't literally face palm. You can do it internally, but don't do it literally because you can't see what happens. I don't know what happened there. My bad. Another decent flick attempt by the car. Starting to get that boost starving on the go. I wouldn't really say that there's one player who really, or who the car's defense really reminds me of, because Rocket League 1v1 defense at the highest level is pretty standard at this point. Should have been a goal there for the car. Got another very good fake.
Why is it puppy so well for him?
Why have aerials been working out so well for him? He's not been going for that many 1v1 aerials, I would say. I'm not sure if I would agree with that.
Get on Twitch real quick and subscribe to Johnny with Prime.
Thanks for subbing with Prime. I'll catch up on all those alerts at the end, guys. I do appreciate it. There's been so many alerts today. You guys are so kind.
My wife, I don't understand your life.
I will say what I do think the car is doing well is just playing solid. He's just trying to play very, very heads up. Nothing fancy. He's just playing solid. And that's what I expected from him, from what I've seen in the past. He's just a very, very standard player. Very, very good at the basics. So I'll just say that he's going to go for something off the ceiling. But first touch a little bit too heavy. It's going to take away any real threat from Firewall. He did well not to panic. Who is TheCar? TheCar, just an American 1v1 player, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know if he has any tournament success or experience in threes. Don't know much about the guy. But all I know is that when I'm scrolling through leaderboards, because I do scroll through 1v1 leaderboard quite a lot, just to see who's popping off, who's doing well, how high has Bluey managed to fluke his way up into. And TheCar is a name I always see up there, and I've seen him on lots of 1v1 players' streams in the past as well. So definitely a player to watch. And he's taking Firewall right the way to the line in game 3. He's got his nose in front again. And he's controlling the boost a little bit better than Firewall is. This is something I criticised Firewall off in his match against First Killer, is that he was pretty trigger finger friendly with his boost usage. Can I not roast you? You have feelings. Blue, I'm sorry. I take it back. Blue is a wonderful gentleman. And probably the best player in the world right now. That's just the facts. Nobody could disagree with that. Firewall again, just sticking with the ball. It's what has worked well for him in this series so far. He doesn't have that much success when he backs off. TheCar really does hold all the cards now. And again, a great block from TheCar. He did a complete mind game earlier and it almost worked out. This time he's done essentially a mind game. He's baited Firewall into 50-50ing early and dunked on it with a great hitbox manipulation. And he's got the lead by 2. Is he going to be able to hold on to it this time? I'll try and keep my eyes open so I don't miss out on Firewall's comeback if it does occur. There you go, a very, very smart thing that TheCar did there is just touching the ball because he knew that Firewall might be sticking around and making another early challenge. And again, he's playing the ball much earlier as TheCar. That's very, very smart. He's not getting caught out by Firewall's early challenges, and he's really taking control here.
It is a little to the left of your nose, a little more, a little more, a little lower, too much. Nope, screw it. You got it.
Brian, I'm not going to fall for that. You got to do better, mate. You're not going to fall for those pitiful tricks. I can't speak English. Anyway, so what do you do if you're Firewall here, and your low boost plays on the ball aren't working anymore? You know, they were working earlier, and he was getting a lot of golds by just catching the car off guard by attacking the ball when the car wasn't expecting him to do so. But now the car is playing a lot more careful. He's keeping an eye on Firewall's positioning a lot more than he did in game 1 and at the start of game 2. So Firewall's cheeky, aggressive maneuvers are not working as well. And what do? You fake challenges. It's as simple as that, because the car is starting to make a lot more proactive plays without even waiting to see what Firewall's going to do. He's just taking a soft touch and popping the ball. He's just hitting a really, really heavy first touch to go over the top of a player he thinks is going to challenge him. So it's now the ball's in Firewall's court now to change something defensively, because the car is taking control of the series completely. He's now dominating, and he's looked superior in whenever he's in attack. He's looked like he's probably going to score. He's the favorite to score whenever he gets them the ball. Compare that to Firewall, who doesn't look the favorite when he gets control of the ball. He just looks like a sitting duck, and the car is just challenging at will. This is going to be 2-1 to the car. No doubt Darkness, his teammate, is going to be delighted to see that his donation is going to end up in his buddy's hands. Wonder if he'll just like the car's going to take Darkness out for dinner. But FT, I didn't call you Destroyer this time. Is he going to take it? Is he going to take it out for dinner? It's a big thank you for this. But yeah, like you said in the chat, it could just be the nerves finally leaving his body, leaving his hands, leaving his mind, and he's starting to play a lot better. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. He's going to probably put this in a 0. Oh, he's put it in on 1. What a misplay. Now we have to do another kickoff. That is huge misplay by the car. He tried to lift it in at 0, but too fast. And now we have to look at another kickoff. But nobody's going to really do much on it, I don't think. There we go. GG, game 3 to the car. That's 2 in a row now. Firewall, sorry, 2.
Johnny,
2-1.
my girlfriend is mad at me.
Why?
She caught me smelling her sister's underwear.
Oh, for God's sake, Brian.
I don't know what's worse. The fact that she was still wearing them, or the fact that our whole family saw me. Either way, it made the rest of the funeral really awkward.
Oh, why didn't I skip this? Oh, I regret listening to this. Anyway, game 4. Excellent play by the car to the latter half of game 2. Dominating performance in game 3. Almost throughout. He got the 2-goal lead, lost it, and then from then on it was just one-way traffic. He managed to get out of the traffic jam that he was in at the start of the series. Jeez, that donation message was something else. That was actually something else. It just kept on going to more and more levels of inappropriateness. I was talking about like demonetization earlier. I'm definitely demonetized now. Thanks, buddy. Making no money on this video. We have seen Firewall make incredible comebacks in the past, and I have to keep saying this because probably more than any other player, this man showed resilience in a 1v1 situation on my stream. I don't think I'm ever going to see a series like that in my lifetime. Even if I do this for the rest of my life, I'd be surprised if I saw a series that was more of a ridiculous comeback or had more, individual just plays of incredible mental fortitude than what Firewall showed us against First Killer. So TheCar is far from out of the woods just yet. And of course, like, take all of these things out of context, it sounds like I'm reading a script of a movie. Car driving through woods, and there's a fire all around him, or something really weird like that. What a shot here by Firewall. I like that placement again at the near post. I don't know if he's realized that the car is sitting quite far back when he's firing his shots, or if this is just him trusting his own mechanics to be able to boom that just shy of the post. Either way, good placement. And the car is going to have to be a little bit more careful. He's trying not to get caught too far forward in the goal, but you can make the same mistake at the other end as well. You can be too far back in the goal. And although most players are caught too far forward, the car has been caught too far back a couple of times. So Firewall's going to be caught a little bit too far back as well. He should be more forward here in the goal if he intends to shadow. Not the best pop by the car, but it's enough to get over Firewall, who was completely out of position. He just drove into no man's land there. He's not shadowing close to the goal line, and he decided to drive pretty close to his opponent without actually challenging. So questionable defense by Firewall once again. Needs to be careful. The car trying to dip into an awkward spot. Does work out, and he's got an extra touch as well. This time it does get saved by Firewall. But again, the car looking so threatening. He just doesn't give you space to breathe. And I think I will make another comparison between the car and another player who's played in my stream quite a lot in the past is Rani. And the car defensively might actually be quite a lot like Rani, I would say. So that's, if you want to see other players who play like this, Rani and Lethamir are probably the players that you want to look at. He's putting himself in very, very awkward places to try and catch Firewall off guard, and it's working a fair bit of the time. Firewall is very, very gifted. Just very naturally good player at reading the game, and mechanically solid. Outside of flicks, he's been very mechanically solid on my stream in the past. Maybe a little bit boost hungry, but those are the two main criticisms I've had for him pretty much every time he's played in my stream. So not a surprise to see the car coming out on top in those facets. He's got a lot of work to do though if he wants to come back here. This is a very low scoring game. The ball is very much running around in free motion at this point. I don't think the car realized the Firewall was completely out of boost there. And he certainly should have punished what was a risky boost grab by Firewall. Not the best landing by Firewall as well. But is he going to get back in time? This shadow and fake challenge does work. Firewall buys more time. Manages to grab boost. He's done very well to not only avoid getting scored on, but just completely turn over the possession here. The car is really making this awkward for Firewall. I've got to give him a lot of credit here. Firewall fully expecting him to back off. That's why he didn't go for an early flick. And instead, the car just waiting in that little pocket where Firewall doesn't really want to have to play through. And then he steps forward and challenges effectively. It's another very careless wait by the car though. He could have outplayed Firewall there, but Firewall was able to get the punish with another pretty standard early challenge. I almost said ball chasing. I'm going to try and stop saying ball chasing just when I cast, because people are probably going to think I'm using it in a bad way, because I do associate ball chasing with, you know, some bad players, but occasionally it's right to ball chase. It's a straight up the correct play to make. So if you hear me saying it in a show match, it's probably a compliment, funnily enough. That's a bit of a lucky bump by Firewall. I don't think it's going to mean much though, as the car's got plenty boost to get back into the play and secure the open net. 1:16 remaining. Plenty time for the car to get back and win game 4. Take this in 4 games. Take the whole series in 4 games. Looks like we will probably have time to finish this series no matter what, which I'm very glad about. It would have been sad to see Firewall have to go early. Awesome to finally get him in a money match as well. Oh, the car may have been able to take that ball off the wall. Bit careless again by him. Goals he's conceding in this game 4 are not the kind of goals you want to be conceding. He's not really making Firewall work for these. He's just giving Firewall opportunities, and Firewall is taking them. You know, likewise, Firewall here, not really a part of the play. That's something he's done a lot this series, is make that early challenge. This time he took himself out of the game though with a bit of an understeer. It's just going to be another kickoff goal. So many goals, and what was it? An extremely low scoring game. I just popped off. And my goodness, my sub alerts are popping off today. I've missed so many, but I'll catch up on all of them later. You guys are far too kind. Genuinely, you're all far too kind. Good boost grab by Firewall. Needs to be careful of the long wall shot is good. That's an excellent adaptation by the car. Spotting out where his opponent was, just using that little camera look down feature. Well played. And I'm going to have to actually take back that compliment. Firewall getting just hard punished there. Definitely should have taken a sharper line. Not grab the corner boost, but maybe grab the smaller boost pads on the inside lane. Because the car made that look easy. So many goals in the last minute. Oh, well played though. Firewall with a huge mind game in the midfield. Well played. And that is so smart by Firewall to whip out the mind game now. When he's already ahead by 2. He knows that the car is going to play aggressive in the final minute because he's looking for that equalizer. Well, he's looking for one more goal so he can set up a kickoff and look for the equalizer. Firewall, great anticipation, manages to shut down this game, and it's probably going to go to game 5 now. I'm super excited about this. Another scripted series on Johnny Boy Stream. What do you know? Happy John. I thought they said happy birthday for a minute. I was about to say it's not my birthday, buddy. My birthday in less than a month though. I'm really, really old for those of you who don't know. Going to be 57 in a couple of days. I mean 27 in a couple of days.
Giving some money to my old teammate, TheCar.
Oh.
I'll carry you in ranked later this week.
Oh.
Let's go camp.
But are you really giving money to your old teammate TheCar? Because Firewall stands in a great position to steal this prize pool. And it's not up to $100 yet, but if it stays below $100, it will be winner takes all. And if Firewall is able to take this game 5, then that means that the car's former teammate and his current teammate will both have donated to his opponent. That's just how it stands. The car once again with the red cone, crimson cone, crimson chin maybe. And he's really going to be up against it now. No doubt if he was feeling nervous in game 1, he's going to be feeling nervous now in game 5. The ace match. Boost miss in the corner. Going to allow Firewall to come in. No bump at the near post. That is surprising. I would not have been shocked to see Firewall look for the bump or the demo there. Something that the car did very well earlier in the game, and he's done it again. He's got a bit of alone time with the open net, but Firewall has spawned on the right side to assume the shadowing position. It's a bit of a lottery there, waiting to see which side you're going to spawn on. It was favourable for sure for Firewall to spawn on that side. Going for that wide boost steal again. This time it goes unpunished. It's a bit risky though by Firewall. My goodness, he's given a lot of space there for the car to step in, but the car's so deep in the midfield. He really wants there to be space behind Firewall for him to work with, and he's been able to fashion some here. Firewall again wasted all of his boost and just escaped the demo. Is it going to roll in just wide? The car again looking like the more threatening player with the bumps in the demos. Firewall out of boost. So the car's not the only nervous player in this game 5. I said that Firewall sometimes wastes all of his boost. This is the most boost starved that he's looked all series long. Is it going to be a goal though? Jumps over the top of the car and slots it in the bottom corner. The car was looking for the bump here, and that's the correct play to make, to look for that bump. I'm surprised he didn't jump into it, because of course the Octane is a taller car. He can jump into a bump attempt, and even if your opponent doesn't jump, you can still catch them. So the car, certainly slight misplay there.
No horse in the race besides you, Johnny. Love your streams.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
Glad to catch one.
I'm glad you could be here, Brian.
3.
It is another low-scoring beginning to the match. Car with a great flick. Open net. Bit of a slow shot, though, and Firewall saves it. It could have and should have been a tie game. Instead, Firewall, air roll shot from distance, is going to double him up. Excellent air roll shot from deep in the midfield. And the car, again, getting punished for missing out on a demo. That's the second time this game that he's looked for a bump off the ball, and he didn't quite connect. Is he going to get the kickoff goal? Again, a weak shot. This is so unfortunate for the car. He's had 2 missed bump plays, 2 weak shots, and he is now 2 goals down because of it. He could easily not just be tied here, but be in the lead if he had played a little bit more solid like he did in the latter half of game 2. And in game 3, as things stand, Firewall is looking fantastic. Another volley opportunity. Goes astray this time though, and that should have been a goal for Firewall. I'm surprised he took so long to go up. shows a little bit of hesitation, perhaps. I'm not entirely against that line of play, though, because, of course, he does have the 2-goal lead, and he doesn't want to, you know, put himself under too much mechanical pressure by jumping for an aerial. In a 1v1 Game 5 money match, first money match that Firewall's played on my stream. Not many people come on stream and play a debut money match. TheCar is now one of them. If there have been anyone else, I don't even know if there has been. He's really up against it now, though.
Rest of my bits again also subbed. Holy hell, I'm like someone who supports something else.
Oh,
wow.
Far too kind. And there is a goal for TheCar. Firewall, he had plenty of boosts already, but that line is not going to beat TheCar to the ball. He goes way too far wide. Oh, he says he landed wrong. I think he probably should have just grabbed that side boost and made a beeline for his goal. There was no need to go all the way back into the corner. And that's the second air roll shot that Firewall has missed. Or missed-hit. First one he's missed. He missed-hit the last one. But Firewall still in control. 1 minute and 42 remaining. Are we going to have the goal pop off like we had in Game 4? It was a very low-scoring match, and then out of nowhere they both started scoring. Firewall's still very much in control, but that is a heavy touch, and TheCar is going to beat into the ball. He has got more alone time with an open net. Surely this time he'll put it in. Yes, he will. And Firewall get punished for not only hesitation on the aerial, but a bit of a misplay not looking to see if TheCar was jumping. He popped the ball so high that when the camera looked up in the air, he couldn't see where TheCar was, but no way, TheCar is going to be down again with a kickoff goal. Straight into his own net. Excellent kickoff mechanics by Firewall. He doesn't care about the high ping. He's still going to put it home. And he's got his lead back. He's not going to feel so bad about the miss on that aerial. Has he got another one as well? Yes, he has. Firewall has managed to get a 2-goal lead after missing a flick, backing off, reversing deliberately, and then he still beat TheCar to the ball. TheCar needs to play faster. It was speed that got him his equalizer, but he just gave Firewall that goal. Just gifted him so much spare time with what to do. Whatever he wanted with the ball. Air dribble is not going to work for TheCar. He's missed the boost steal, and Firewall manages to get goal side, plows through the 50-50, secures the open net. He is 3 goals up, and TheCar is really up against it now. He had the series lead at 2-1 after Game 3, but Firewall, he just always does this. He refuses to die in these show matches. He always comes back, and he's got another kickoff goal. 48 seconds between Firewall and victory. 48 seconds between Firewall and stealing TheCar's teammates' money. Not stealing, earning, I should say. Amazing script, thank you. I appreciate that. I've been working really hard on my scripts. It's not over yet though, guys. It's really not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Firewall has a really strong advantage, but he can't let his guard down. TheCar is standing opposite him, looking threatening again, and he's going to put one past him.
Do you mind if I ask
a 3-goal game.
Why are your noses so small?
What do you mean, Brian? You did ask if you ask what, can I ask a question? That is a question. TheCar needs more kickoff possessions. He can't rely on passive play. He can't rely on a counter-punch style. He's done reasonably well challenging Firewall's dribbling and shooting, but now that's not going to be sufficient. He needs goals, and he needs them with almost no time to spare. 15 seconds. It's now or never, and it doesn't look like it's going to be possible. Firewall has played this possession play almost perfectly. Never gave TheCar a look at the ball and boost simultaneously, and he's going to take down the American debutant 3-2 in this best of 5. TheCar looking solid at times, but nervous at the times when it really mattered. Firewall punished him for those nerves. GG's. Great to see Firewall looking in good form again. Still with the same problems in his play. You know, at times wasting boost, at times completely missing flicks. There definitely are things that this man can work on. But to come onto American servers and do well against certainly one of America's up-and-coming 1v1 players is really, really impressive. Firewall says that TheCar's playstyle is annoying to play against with 100 ping.
Fact remains. This is the channel for awesome 1v1 action.
Man, you guys are insane today. 74 74 quid. What is that in dollars? $102. I'm gonna make. I'll call it 103 or something. I don't know. It's like I don't want to write it down. But yeah, that's close enough. I think that there's almost no point in. Does TheCar stream? Does he stream? If he does, I'll go donate him the 3. Firewall says, you're so good at bumping, it actually amazed me. If it wasn't for my kickoffs, I would have been screwed. So Firewall acknowledging there that he did do very well in kickoffs. It's very true. And TheCar says, yes, GG's. For anybody who can't read that chat because you're watching on mobile or something. Lots of good sportsmanship here between these two guys.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, Firewall, great kickoffs. Good pressure.
I'm not ready for this, baby. Put it back.